Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and yesterday Apple released a new firmware update for AirPods. This is ahead of the iOS 17.2 public release that we expect next week. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but this update is only for AirPods Pro 2 with USB-C and Lightning. Unfortunately, there's no update today, at least at the time of this video, for anything such as the AirPods Max. We haven't had an update for those. There's no Beats updates or any older AirPods updates as well. Now, the current firmware available is 6B34. That's again for the Lightning and USB-C versions of AirPods Pro 2, as well as AirPods Pro 1st Gen with 6A300, 6A300 on all of the others except for the original AirPods, which are still 6.8.8. The only updates are for the latest AirPods Pro 2. There's no updates for Beats as well. Now, if you're wondering how to check for an update, I'll go over that, and if you want to jump to what's new or what's changed, be sure to check out the description for the chapters. If we connect them to our iPhone, then we go into our settings, go to where we have our USB-C headphones, or your AirPods Max, or whatever's here. This way you can see your overall firmware update where it says 6B34. That's the latest version. And you'll see here, if we go back, we'll go in and you'll see the actual version here with the case version as well. So the case, I don't believe had an update for me, but let me know if you're seeing that as well. Now, as far as how you update, well, typically I just connect my AirPods to my iPhone, listen to some music for about 30 seconds, make sure they're charged over 50% as well as the case, place them back in the case, close it, set them next to my iPhone, and then turn my iPhone off. Walk away for about 5 to 15 minutes and they update on their own. They updated pretty quickly for me, and the first update actually only released to Lightning, and then they released the USB-C update a little bit later. So this particular update's pretty quick to install, but if you're not seeing it that way and you do have a Mac, you can actually use USB-C or USB-C to Lightning cables and plug it into your Mac, and it will update pretty quickly that way as well. Just plug it in and it will go. This will also work with an iPad if it's nearby also. Now let's go ahead and talk about what's new. Now, once you're updated, the first thing I noticed right away is connectivity seems much faster. I had some issues with that in the previous update as well as auto switching. So if I go ahead and connect these, give it a second, you'll see they'll connect here. They connect pretty quickly compared to what I had before. Now I have my AirPods in my ear. If I take one out, it stops quickly. Place it back in my ear, it starts playing again. And if I go over to my iPhone, it will hand off pretty quickly. Hit play, it jumps instantly like you would expect, and actually says on the iPad it's moved. So it's pretty seamless as far as how quickly it moves back and forth. And then if we go into things such as our settings, you'll see I have noise control enabled and conversational awareness. I can hear myself talking through my AirPods, and it actually dips the volume down pretty quickly without a problem. And then as I stop speaking, it will go back up just like you would experience normally, but it seems to be a little bit slower. So I'll stop for a moment. You'll see it stopped there, and then it jumped back to noise control as it's now active. So it did take a little bit actually to go back to what we had before, but it's working as you would expect. Now, noise cancellation definitely seems to be improved. In fact, I actually tested this in my living room the same way I did last time. My wife and kids were actually watching a TV show. The volume was fairly loud, and I actually placed these in my ears and then put on noise control or noise cancellation. What you need to do is disable other features when you do that as well. So if you go in, you need to turn off conversational awareness and then go into this and change this to noise cancellation. If you don't do that with both AirPods in your ears, it won't work properly. So if you have adaptive audio on or any of the other features, it won't use noise cancellation properly. But it was so good that at 68 decibels, I actually couldn't hear anything else in the room while I was playing some music. I couldn't hear anything from the television, and we have a subwoofer and everything else. I could sort of feel it, but I couldn't hear any of the sound. So I think it's quite good. Let me know if you have the same experience as well. Now, everything else seems to be about the same. The overall sound quality of these seems to be pretty good. Basically what we had before, where it seems like we've got a little bit more bass than normal, but it sounds decent overall. And they've been working pretty well as I've been using them today with this update. Now, the only other thing I wish they would add, as I've talked about in the past quite a bit, is under settings, when you're actually connecting them, I would love to have an update button, not just set them nearby and let them update. I know it's supposed to be seamless. And my other complaint is if we go to their website where they actually list what's updated here, they only say bug fixes and other improvements. This doesn't tell us anything. It doesn't show us if anything's been improved and doesn't allow us to give feedback so that we can help them fix these issues if they're having them. I've talked about this a little bit before with iOS updates and Apple Watch updates, we need more than just bug fixes and improvements. We need to know exactly what they've fixed. The security updates are different. I understand if they can't share some of those, but bug fixes need to be actually described, what's going on, so that we can give feedback and say, yes, I noticed this is fixed. It's not happening anymore. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Now, I would expect iOS 17 to release this coming Monday or Tuesday, along with watchOS 10.2 and many others. So probably around Monday or Tuesday of next week is what I would expect. Last year it was on the 13th. I would expect the same thing this time around. There's a bunch of new features I'll cover in different videos, and I've covered some of them in the RC videos and other beta videos. Let me know if you've noticed anything different in the latest update with your AirPods in the comments below, and I'll link this wallpaper in the description like I normally do. If you haven't subscribed already though, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.